Hello, everyone. Uh, After a long break for many reasons, we are back. Uh, I am Kyle, one of the players here at Creating After Dark, and I want to welcome you all to our first episode of our new adventure, Lumina. Uh, this new campaign has been hard work for all of us these past couple months. We have built this world from the ground up. It's got a great, cool concept on some stuff that I'm going to let our new GM, our new game master, Asher, who's going to be stepping into that seat for this one, um, kind of tell you about when we get into that. Um, it's amazing, and I'm thoroughly in love with what we've come up with. We all are. Some also other quick announcements. Um, we are now actually streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Hopefully, we can branch out a little bit and grab some people from other mediums, and hopefully start growing this little channel that we've got going here. And like always, we do have our merch store. So if you feel like supporting us, please check it out. At shopcreatingafterdark.com. With that said, I think it's time to get into this new episode. I don't know. Take it away, Asher. Feels weird.
Welcome. The year is who even remembers? The year is post Moonfall. That's what most people can agree on right about now. The not so distant before times are looked back favorably by many, though as you may suspect, it was still rife with conflict, war, plague, poverty, hunger, betrayal, the occasional happy event like a wedding or a birth or something else, and then followed by casual tragedy, the works. So the moon crashing down put a stop to all that nonsense, a fresh start for everybody. And so most of the surface population of our fair planet, confronted by unfair natural disasters and otherworldly abominations, people fighting each other, classic normal apocalyptic nonsense, decided to take refuge on the ground. At least, the survivors did that, and the others, well, it's hard to say. So time passed, a lot of time passed, and things settled down. Some of those survivors found their way to Kaprek's Teeth, this huge underground cavern, in fact, a system of many caverns, spotted with immense rock spires going from floor to ceiling, hundreds of meters or feet if you're from a distant land known as America. And so they built their life here, and that nation they called New Aether. And by most metrics, it went great, very good, especially considering the consequences of the moonfall, which were catastrophic. So, despite the lack of a sky and light and a lot of food and water, to people who desperately, really very much needed those things, they strived. But they found that they weren't the first here, not by a long shot. They found on the ground dark elves, orcs, reptiles living down there, and at this point in time, countless tribes warring amongst each other. But eventually, of course, they all turned to the new enemy. And that's what we look back on as the First Contact War. At least that's what the Eternian called it. And for the people of the conglomerate, well, they just called it the invasion. So, they fought the conglomerate on one side, New Athon on the other, over pretty much everything that could be fought over, anything to get an edge, anything to survive. So New Athon on one side, bitter and able to go back to the blighted surface, which was their home, and then Conglomerate on the other, vengeful, defending their rightful land. The conflict waxed and waned for decades, with no real end in sight, both powers equally matched. And so, today, we found ourselves in a period of relative peace where trade has been allowed to flourish, with tension still high, but blood yet unspilled. So, cut to Manseed, the capital city of the conglomerate. There, the Sun Tower stands mighty, a massive glowing spire lighting half of the city of its brilliance, leaving the other in abject darkness. Many stories unfold at once in such a place, too many to keep track of, and yet too few of real value. Our interest for now lies in a richly decorated establishment where pleasures are paramount and nothing is sacred. The noises of merriment, laughter, drinking, and games cannot be contained by simple walls of stone, and they follow you most everywhere you go within. Now, on the third floor, the voices of the floors below begin to fade as you make your way to your father's office. Kelren, please describe yourself.
I am a tall, well, not so tall, maybe about 6'2".
That's
Elf.
fucking tall.
Yeah, I mean, elf. Who has gray like dreadlocks. I slender, but let clearly tell that he's relatively strong. No facial hair. There's tattoos that go from my neck, and you can see kind of through my arms all the way down. So you could probably guess that he's fully tattooed from his neck all the way through his torso, at least. These, tribal-like tattoos. Got grayish skin due to being underground his entire life. Wearing a mainly black, like fine clothing with some like red trim, just like a nice shirt, and there's some little slight armor underneath, and a mainly black cloak, with a hood as well.
Okay, so you go towards your father's office through the dimly lit hallway, though with your dry eyes, you have no real trouble discerning what's up there. And right against the door, you notice a friend of your father, in fact, his right-hand man, Jetto, is this old, scarred black dragonborn who's has his back perched against the stone wall and just his arm crossed, looking at you, wandering forward.
What'd you say his name was?
Jetto.
Jetto.
As he sees you approach, he says, "Ah, the boy wonder. I'm afraid your father's not ready to see you."
That's quite all right. Will you let him know I'm here, though?
Ah, sure. Well,
I'll just wait downstairs.
the girl said you had company.
Do I have company?
Yeah, the other two.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, we were already together?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize we were
If you didn't know, you know it now.
I know now. Yeah, I didn't realize the three of us were all together already. Yeah.
Well, maybe your character doesn't know. That would be something. Hey, man, you want to roll that way? Hey, go that way. I'll follow you.
I mean, I didn't realize the three of us were already together. Yeah, I'll just say that yeah, I've got three friends with me. One you know, the other one you probably haven't seen before. They're downstairs, but just let us know. Let Father know that I'm here, and
I'll come
wait
with
downstairs.
you. Meet the.
Okay.
I'll come with you. Meet these folks, and well, your father said you'd come, and he has a few errands to run. So, Let's go downstairs and see what they're made of.
Head downstairs.
All right, after you. So you go down the stone staircase, and first you get down to the second floor, and the muffled noises of the common room starts to come back to life. And then the further you descend, it gets louder and louder. And as you step up in the common room, there you see this very much open-ended. How would I describe it? It's basically a large bar with many colorful paintings everywhere. It's very classy with plants. Most of them exotic in one way or the other, not the kind you would find normally in Manseed. Stuff that you would find on the surface, most likely, with very different bright colors. In here, it is quite festive. You have a bar on one side, people having fun here and there, but it's not the rowdy kind of place. It's a more refined, quieter sense of merriment that comes to you. So people are having their fun at tables here and there, and men and women attend clients. You can very much easily tell who is a client and who is a worker here. It's very well, how would you say? All the workers are in uniform. You can tell they are from the Vi House, which is where you are.
I guess.
So, got to.
I'll say, I guess as we make our way downstairs, I'll head over to wherever the two are seated and whatever, and I'll just Jetto. You obviously know Cyrus. Do you want to describe yourself?
Oh.
Yeah,
go for it. As Jetto looks at you with a wandering eye.
Having probably seen me before, running security here for a while, you see a roughly 6'4" human, face a little more haggard than his years belie.
You wait. You're 6'4"?
Yeah.
Isn't that super huge?
Kind of.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay.
That's me in real life, by the way. But yeah, 6'4" human, kind of ruddy blonde hair, runs kind of long, seated over some chainmail armor. Definitely looks out of place to some degree, but seems fairly comfortable in his environment. Yeah, pretty normal by all things considered.
Although you've come to learn that being a human in the conglomerate is everything but normal.
Absolutely.
So Jetto looks at you with a wandering eye. You've not seen this Dragonborn before.
Okay.
So now, cue to you, the other one.
Okay, so
what?
I was just gonna say, Jetto, this is Amelia Amberwood.
Yes, Amberwind, but yeah,
Amberwind. Sorry,
that's fine. So Amelia
it's literally
has
written on the screen. I can see it. It still said Wood.
Jetto just goes, "You can't remember the names of your guests now? That is not what your father taught you."
This is true.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so Amelia has long brown hair up to the back, fringe cut on the front, and surprisingly freckles. She is a elf as well, wearing a black shirt with half sleeves and light blue pants, and her skin is rather fair. And you would notice that her nose is actually kind of pointy. She has a necklace made out of silver with a N on it. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So Jetto takes a step back and sort of gives a proper bow. And you can't quite tell because dragonborns are weird, but it looks like a smile. Well, pleased to meet you both. I am Jetto, and I work here. I came back from a long journey, but I suppose I'll be intermediary between you people and Mr. Vi. So, let's get down to business. And he sort of takes a seat. You can hear the seat, which is made out of wood, sort of kind of creak under his weight, but it holds. So, how have you liked the city so far? How long have you been here?
I've lived here my whole life, so he's
Of
not
course, I know that.
not asking me.
I know
Off
that.
and on for the last year or so. It's fine.
Last year, fine. And you've been treated well, not.
Treated as one of my likeness tends to be treated, yes.
Yeah.
I
Aren't
deal
you
with people
afraid?
that, don't like my type, but I'll be fine.
Well, you'll be protected as long as you're with us, but if the war brings up. Well, yeah, if the war springs up again, we can guarantee your safety.
I understand.
And you still want to stay here?
Yes.
Well, you're either stupid or brave or both. So, what about you? What was it?
Amelia?
Amelia. It
Yes.
does not roll off my tongue.
Right. Arrived here not too long ago. And I guess, what do I think? Can't say I've seen too much of it, so I hope that my stay here will be a welcome one.
And I don't mean to pry too deeply, but what do you hope to gain here?
I hope to, further my ties with the organization, mostly. Maybe gather a bit of intel here and there, I suppose. And actually, I'll get into that later. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
What
And you turns
organization
back
do
to
you?
Cyrus.
Sorry,
Well,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just like, what organization are you talking about?
If I must,
You
I was
must know.
hoping there was a organization in terms of artistry down here.
You can make a history check.
All right.
I mean, anyone can, pretty much.
I rolled a 17.
That's
I will
pretty good.
take my role as well.
Well, you've been going around, and
26.
there are artists, like most cultures happen to have artists. Although what you have found is that it's often religiously motivated. There's an aspect of the Whisperer which is literally about art, and not like art, but like creation and creating things and breaking them, remaking them, and so artistry comes under that purview. The aspect of the bellows. But anyway, aside from that, you've also seen mostly artists come under the purview of Kesishu, the aspect of the looking glass. So these two are like most of the artist circles in the conglomerate. But you've not been here a long time, so it's not perfect information, even though you did roll a solid 17.
Yeah.
But I would say, okay, because you rolled 17, I would say you had the impression overall that artistry in general is quite stifled in many ways here.
All right. Does that answer your question, or?
It did answer my question and left many more. Regardless, so I have errands for you, and please don't tell me, oh, we're not here to work errands, we're not errand boys. I know that, but these things need to be done, and they need to be done well. And, well, I don't mean to cast a shadow on anyone, but we do have a certain problem of lack of manpower sometimes. Part of the reason I'm back here. So, are you ready to undertake those tasks? You'll be paid, of course.
Whatever my father needs.
Yeah, whatever his father needs.
Such loyalty already.
I've been here a while. I know you've been gone some time, but I think I've done well to prove myself to this family.
Oh, I've heard things. I have heard things about you. I'm not judging or anything really. What about you, Amelia?
I suppose helping out cannot be a bad thing.
Right. So, how about we walk and talk? As Jito sort of looks around, and you have this man passing by with like two ladies on his arms as he like goes by and up the staircase. And this is getting rather crowded in here. Finish your drinks and join me outside. Take your time. He gets up and leaves by the front door.
So,
Go
could
ahead.
have maybe warned me a little about him. He seems fun,
He grows on you.
as do many things down here. Cyrus gets up and pulls a large cloak over and around himself, kind of covering the shoulders and most of the center mass of the armor.
So, Amelia, you looking for work?
Pretty much. It seems
Well, there's
things
always
are a
plenty
bit
of coin to
different.
work here. Plenty of coin to make here.
Excuse you? In what sort of manner? Are you saying I should do what these ladies do?
You could make some pretty good coin.
Now's probably not the time for that type of business, either of you.
I would not put a 5 foot tall step into this establishment coming for work.
Yeah, there's a girl passing by, and she sort of eyes you, Amelia, then looks at Kelvin. Oh, you know better. You should have learned how to talk to a lady by now. But you never learn. And she walks on by.
I do agree with her.
Hey, I'm always looking for new talent. I just get up, put my cloak on, and walk away.
And
Did
it's
you just say
5
talent?
5 minutes into game
Talent!
one, Kelvin's already a pimp. Jesus Christ.
Cyrus turns to you, Amelia. My lady, holds out a hand
Did he
to help you
just...
out of your chair.
Thank you. Okay, do you always keep such company?
I try not to, but it does tend to run deep here. No pun intended.
Right, okay. Okay, well, I hope we don't have to stay here long. This is already quite tiresome.
I would agree. And I'll go ahead and head out.
So you leave the Vi house, and you hit the pavement of the glowing gardens. This part of town is extremely well lit with all sorts of bioluminescent life, out of flowers, out of trees. Some of them even have glowing bark of all kinds of different colors, shifting and going in many different patterns. It's definitely a sight. It's one of the better parts of the city, and where most of the money goes, really.
Did you say it's in
And
the glowing gardens? Did you call it?
glowing gardens. You have many here. The caverns are very high up, and you can see around you. You are very much on the heights of the city, and you can see it all unfurl below you, essentially. And of course, there's a sun tower, which is the spire that glows brightly and lights half of the city in this yellow sun-like radiance, and leaves the other side completely dark. And on this side, you can see bits of light coming out of. You're not quite sure at this distance, but Manseed is always well lit, most everywhere at least. Anyways,
What is it lit by?
depends. Could be fire, could be other means.
Okay.
Usually people use redstone.
Okay.
But anyway, you see Jito on the other side of the street talking to a carriage driver who, as he sees you, starts going, like his carriage pulled by a sort of by a moorbander, actually. And Jito turns to you. Ah, so soon. Well, you can follow this way. And he starts walking towards the lit side of the city. So, here's 3 things I need you to do for us. First, you're gonna have to want to go to Sunreach. This is down there. And he points to your, on this railway thing. And you can see downstairs, way down, sprawling, sprawling buildings, just a sprawl of them, usually well-built, tall. Looks residential, but there's a lot of activity down there. And a lot of spires going in and out. Sometimes buildings are built into the stone, almost always, in fact. And when they're not, then everything is sort of like built around them, so kind of like an anthill. So, all the business I have for you today are in Sunreach, so you won't have to go there and back to any corner of the city. Okay, not a lot of walking for you. So first thing first, one of our worker, Myla, hasn't checked in today. We need you to check on her. Well, on her brothers. He's a bootmaker in Sunreach. He's called Elester. Elester's bootmaker. That's what it's called. We think she's holding up there. Don't know why. Your job's to find out.
What'd you say his name was?
2.
He's a root maker?
A bootmaker. He makes boots.
Boot maker, okay.
Cobbler, if you will.
What'd you say his name was?
Lester.
A Leicester boot maker.
Yes, Elester. Keep forgetting. So, second one. Our brewery. Stop sending shipments. That's a problem, as you'd expect. So get down there and make them give us what we paid for, because we pay in advance, like we do. Same thing. It's at Sunreach. It's called Dan Cubs Brewery. And I'll be very particular about this. Your father wants no bloodshed here. Okay. Discretion. Can I have a nod from everyone?
Sure.
Of course.
Good. Although, if someone were to threaten Down Cubs as their partner, we allow you to use force when needed, but
Sounds good.
discreetly. As discreetly as you can. Third one. House call on our friend Vitro. Do you remember Vitro, Calvin?
Kyle does not remember, but Calvin probably would.
You can answer in character. You can say yes, you can say no, it's up to you.
Okay. Sure, I remember him.
Oh, well, then you'll know where he lives. That's great. We just need to get a package out of him.
Remind me, where does he
bit of
live?
a Sunreach, I'm sure you'll find a way. He hasn't moved since we moved. Oh, well, I suppose you were young. but you'll have to ask around. Maybe. I'm sure you'll do great.
What's his name?
Vitro. You get the feeling that maybe Jito doesn't know either.
Can I roll insight to see if Jetto is hazing us? If this is just actual chores we need to do?
Yeah.
Try to gain some insight on what's going on in his head.
Yeah, you can do that.
13, not super
high. Jetto seems. He seems focused on the task at hand, if a bit bored, but he seems intent on what he says, and you find no outward clues that he might be lying to you or making things up. Although Dragonborns are notoriously hard to read.
Thank you.
What is it we needed from Vitro?
Right.
A package.
A package. Don't have to open it. That's all right. It's just a date that between your father and he. And if it's wrong, well, I should say Vitro is an alchemist. He likes to booby trap his things, so I wouldn't try it. But it's your
not
ass.
Opening it.
Okay. Well, that pretty much sums it up. So go do that and. Do it discreetly, try and not knock anyone, and don't fuck up, and you'll do great. And once you come back, we can talk about it, and you'll get to meet the big boss in the flesh, and then we'll get to actual work. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Good.
Let's make a day of it.
All right. Well, Jito turns around, see you later, and he gets back inside the firehouse. As like a flurry of several people are like leaving at the same time from the inside, and more laughter and sweet smells are coming out of it. Look around you. Yeah.
I'll say I would probably know this, but out of the 3 tasks that he's given, which one would essentially be the closest to us, like the location, like the?
Well, I mean, I feel like the bootmaker, you wouldn't know exactly what he is.
But I mean, I would probably know.
But the brewery would be definitely closest.
Okay.
And then you would feel like probably the bootmaker would be the cobbler. Sure, let's call him a cobbler if you prefer. And the cobbler would be probably next closest, but it's close. It's like kind of like a tie. Based on your flawless memory, of course.
Right. Shall we, you guys want to head to the brewery first?
Lead the way. You know how I operate. Better question is, with as busy as it is it safe not having me in there? Kind of gestures towards the Vi House.
We'll be fine. Now that Jetto's back, he can handle most anything.
Great.
Yeah. Here on the glowing gardens, you can already feel some looks, like just people watching you just a tiny bit longer than they ought to.
Yeah. Pretty used to it at this point.
As we're walking, I'll just say, Amelia, I meant no disrespect back in there. When I said talent, I meant like performers, not my workers. We like to have
performers.
We do. Yeah.
They desperately need some new ones.
Are they good?
Well, our main one is my younger sister. She's fantastic and does a great job of bringing in clientele. But we could use other,
What kind of performing?
What kind of performing do you do?
Well, I'm not sure if you've heard of it, considering you live, on the ground. I kind of do acting, painting.
Yes, I've never heard of acting on the ground. I just don't know what it is.
Acting was
Cavemen,
that.
literally.
Uh,
Please,
Is that sort of what you're looking for?
you said painting.
Yes.
Not necessarily what we were looking for. The acting, possibly. We could probably work something out with that.
Is there something like dancing down here as well? I mean, it
Mainly,
seems quite busy. But
mainly we do singing and some dancing.
I mean, usually when I sing, it's in song with, the rest of my clan. But yeah, not so much alone.
Well, maybe I'll introduce you to my mother and sister. They might be able to find a good place for you.
We shall see. I suppose I'll be the judge of that.
Sure.
So as you walk on and start leaving the glowing gardens behind, and getting into Sunreach proper, the stone pavements get noticeably less well aligned, and the people get noticeably less well clothed, although not by a wide margin. Mostly, it's all about the lighting. Everything is dimmer here. There is less vegetation. Everything is less colorful, and buildings are also much thinner and taller. Like every little bit of space needs to be used at a 200% ratio of effectiveness. But people seem to be doing fine. It's densely packed, but not cramped. You get to go where you need to be without people walking all over you. There's no issue there, and people are going on about the day. Right now, should be on the third tide, so something close to evening, like late afternoon. And yep.
Who is it at the brewery that I would know I would need to talk to?
Do you think you've been there before?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
Raging alcoholic and the like. Of course, I've been to the brewery.
Well, I mean, my family's done business there for a while. I'm sure
Yes.
I would have gone and sat in with my father at some point.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so there's two orcs who own the place, but they're a cluster. It's a bit strange, but basically they both answer to the same name. They call it Eli.
Who? Say that again.
You cut out on the
Eli.
name.
One more time.
Eli. E-L-I.
Eli. So is it just Eli, or is it like the Eli's?
Eli.
You'll have to ask them, I guess.
Fair enough.
So you look down there, and you make your way to this plaza with this huge statue of a man hitting this anvil in the middle. There's people coming and going, and you remember we need to go this little alleyway and then duck here, and there's like a bit of an inner courtyard, and that's right there. The brewery is rather small. It's more of a quality over quantity type of place. There's this huge wooden panel on the front saying down cups. There's actually there's not much of anything here. You've been there before, and there was a bit more activity. This is not like a bar. This is very much they make
Right.
all sorts of liquor and ale and stuff, and they sell it back. But they don't entertain people or the like. But still, it feels oddly silent. This hanging quality in the air.
Like strangely silent. Like this is not
Yeah.
okay. Kind of silent.
Well, I don't know. You tell me, how many kinds of silent do you know?
Well.
Don't say several. I will hit you. Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, I was thinking the same
What
thing.
what are you trying? What are you trying to look at or perceive?
Looking for prying eyes,
Prying eyes.
seeing if anybody's keeping an eye on us from a window, from an awning, wherever, just
Sure.
around us generally.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be bad. 10.
I got an 18.
18. That's pretty good. Cyrus, you look around and no, I mean there's people. There's you notice two orcs passing by through the alleyway, but they don't pay any attention to you. Meanwhile, fuck you and your names. Which one are you? Kelrin. You're Kelrin. That's the one. Kelrin, you also look around and, well, you don't notice prying eyes at first, but you do notice what has been sort of like bothering you. It's that normally there's always like sounds of work coming from the inside at all hours, all the time. But now there isn't any, which is strange. And second, you notice through a glass window on the first floor, there is someone watching and completely unmoving.
So he's watching the door but not moving.
They're like through the window on the first floor, watching through the window, and just like they're just standing there and not moving.
Do they notice me?
You look, they seem to just look forward, and actually you look closer and it's like, wait, it's one of those. You notice this person's skin is very pale and veins of what looks like fire is coursing through under the skin. This is what you know as returned, which are essentially dead people brought back to life to serve as labor.
Right.
It's kind of it's a normal thing in Mondseed.
Right.
Just what people do.
Gotcha.
But it's weird that this you remember this one, like returned are a precious commodity, and leaving one to do nothing is not a usual thing.
Right. I guess I'll just take out one of my daggers and kind of keep it hidden a little bit and just knock on the door.
Okay. You wait a bit, then a bit more. Then you hear, "Just a second!"
Do I recognize the
Then you hear a
voice?
lot of how often do you come here? It's pretty muffled. Make a perception check.
Yeah, I would say probably not that often, but if it's, I would probably recognize it as possibly being one of the Eli's or Eli.
If you say so.
Another 18.
All right. You think this is Eli? Yeah. So you hear his footsteps, and then the door opens wide in front of you, and you see Eli, which is this very, very puny and sort of like very small and fat orc, who sort of like adjusts his spectacles on his head and is like very white chalk hair. Go. Oh, hey there. Well, wasn't expecting you. You're the Viking,
Yeah.
right? Okay, come in. And he sort of like turns and waddles inside.
Is that how he normally speaks, or is he nervous?
I mean, you can ask him, I suppose. If you don't remember him having stuttered necessarily.
You tell me. I don't know how he would normally speak.
But I'm telling you, you don't
But I
remember
would
him
know.
stuttering before.
I
You don't remember him stuttering before.
I don't remember him studying before. Okay.
Yeah, that's not something that sticks out to you, no?
Okay. Everything okay?
Why, yes. Well, why not?
Well, you're late on our shipment.
Oh, yeah. That's. I mean, we've had a bit of a roadblock. Look at it, and he sort of like, puts his arm in front of him, and you see like two big casks, with like completely torn open, and there's like two return with like fire veins, just cleaning the floor, mopping the floor. There's ale everywhere. It's a carnage.
What happened?
What was it? Look happened. He seems to have trouble breathing. He's
I'll
trying to catch his breath.
do I see a chair nearby?
Oh yeah.
I'll just put my hand on his shoulder. Here, have a seat. Calm down. Slow, deep breaths, man. What
Yeah,
happened?
it's sort of like, takes a minute, and then the other Eli is in the corner. Comes back with it's like rolling a keg with him. This one is like pretty much the opposite. He's like very tall but very slim. But he just looks at you and doesn't really say anything. Just keeps rolling the keg and goes outside with it. Meanwhile, the first Eli, the fat Eli, is just like starting to regain his breathing. Oh, so the burrows came around and they said they would seize our shipment for today and the day before and the day before and the day before and we can't produce more than we can. You understand that? You understand that? And Mr. Vi will understand that, right?
I get it. It's okay. So you're telling me our shipment was stolen?
Well, no, they just came in and fucked it up like this, and they've been doing that for a while. I mean,
They didn't take anything. They just
well, they took one on the first day, and then I don't know. Then we think it's them coming every night, fucking our shit up, but we can't stop it. They even killed. No, yeah. He just seems at his wit's end.
right. So you said it was the Barrows.
The burrows are
Burrows. Yeah.
they're basically the town's guard.
Right.
They're the people who work for the hold of burrows, which essentially is what you can imagine what the labor ministry would be. But they're also in charge of peacekeeping and enforcing laws.
Right.
So basically, what he's telling you is that guards have been coming in, seized shipments, and now he thinks they've also been coming in the night to like fuck their shipments up.
Right. Right.
So, is this the first time you've had trouble with these people?
Burrows? I mean, they come sometimes because they're thirsty and they try and get free buck out of us, but never like this. And well, fucking corruption is rampant. To tell you, fuckers just want to get drunk. That's all.
I'm sure. How fast do you think you can get back up and running if these people leave you alone?
We are up and running. Just we can't. We don't have enough for all our shipments. You understand? And Mr. Vi is very good to us, but we just maybe we can give you a keg or two today.
Look, I'll speak to my father.
The other Eli passes by with another keg, and he's like he's not really reading the room.
Right. As he rolls by, hey Eli. Just trying to grab his attention.
He just keeps going, and the fat Eli just looks up at you. Yes.
Not you, your other Eli.
Oh, he doesn't speak, but
Right.
he said, "What do you want of him?"
Can I get an insight check to see if he's full of shit and just is this even him? Like, I know.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can also make I guess what exactly do you want to know?
Am I even talking to the guy I think I am speaking to?
Okay, then you can also make a nature check if you want.
Wait, insight or
Instead
nature?
of an insight.
Insight or nature? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
17 on an insight.
Well, orcs are weird. And this orc seems to be really weird. But usually there's definitely something wrong with this stutter. And Eli keeps the fat one. Keeps sort of like, well, you can see at first he wasn't sweating that much, and then he's been sweating more and more as you've been talking to him. And now, so sometimes his eyes wander to like they kind of like go upwards, like he's looking somewhere.
Like
But as soon as he does it, it's like, no, just don't do that. It's like kind of like a nervous tick or something.
But
So
okay,
you get that.
so it's
Like,
more like his eyes are just like rolling into the back of his head, not like nervous tick kind of thing. Not that he's actually staring off somewhere at somebody. I don't know.
Could be.
Is it the same place? Like when he stares off, is it always at the same location?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's always, there's definitely something with this orc.
Right.
And his story seems a bit scattered. But other than that,
I guess as like
so Heli's got you some nice kegs, yeah, and you can take those with my excuses, and of course we'll make the next shipment double.
my father
And
will
you
thank
can
you for that,
assure.
but and I guess as I catch him looking off again, I'll just stop and what are you looking at? Just kind of look over the direction he was staring. He just stared off at.
He's kind of like looking in. He's kind of looking in two different ways. The first, like, basically, sometimes he's looking up and sometimes he's looking sideways. And you get the gist that he's looking at the stairway and then up, and then at the stairway and up. So you figure he's looking at something upstairs.
Right. Look, I just want to get business back to normal. How can I help you with that? And what's upstairs?
What? Nothing. I mean, that's my
Keep
my
staring
home,
up
my
there.
business.
I
What's
just
up
start
there?
walking up the stairs.
Yeah, I will follow you.
I reach into a pocket, pull like a small, almost hand-sized object out, shifts into a longsword, and I just start walking up the stairs.
There's
Yeah,
no need for that.
I'm gonna grab the Eli and kind of by the neck and just not forcefully, but more of a hey, come on, like you're coming with us up the stairs.
Okay. And you hear the other Eli, the slim one, just keeps on. He keeps whistling and getting his keg, rolling his kegs out.
Well,
All right, so you go up.
Yeah.
And there's not much here. It's what you'd expect of like a room where people live upstairs of a shop. Except it's pretty spacious. What are you looking for? There's two doors. You can't quite tell what's behind either of them. But right now, what you see is like a big living room with a bit of a kitchen space on one side, table in the middle, and a desk on the far end with a bunch of papers on it.
I guess I'll just kind of, as I'm hanging on to Eli.
Well, Cyrus first, because he was first.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I would get up there and then just turn and look at him, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't want to muck the situation up, but I'm
Right.
impatient and I'm
Right.
not going to deal with this.
No, you're good. I'll just, like I said, I'll just turn to Eli. Like, look, Eli, I want to help you, but I can't help you if you lie to me.
I'm not. I did.
What's going on?
I did not lie to you. I did not do any of those things.
Okay,
Look, they came and they took stuff.
but you're very nervous right now. You keep staring up here, which makes me nervous.
I am nervous because you're holding me by the scarf. Please stop.
I'll kind of loosen a little bit. Breathe. What's behind door number 1? And I'll just point to whatever the closest door is.
Eli is behind.
Eli's back there.
Uh-huh.
Thought there was 2 of you. So there's you and one
Oh,
downstairs.
no, there is 3 of us. But he is not well.
Okay. Opening the door.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, you open the door, and it's it smells like it doesn't smell good at all.
Does it smell like death?
It's-
I imagine it smells like
right,
death.
is
no,
it a corpse?
it doesn't smell like death, but it smells like a lot of sweating has happened in there, a lot of vomiting.
It smells like one of the
Um,
rooms after the fact.
Could be Pete himself. There's a lot of scents and they mingle together. There's also like food, like on a small tray, that's been half eaten, and it's like there's bits on the floor as well. And basically this orc who's addled on this cart, and he seems, at first glance, he seems feverish. He's sort of like he seems half awake, dizzy. He's like mumbling a lot and very fast. His eyes are like flickering nonstop, and he's just kind of seems out of it. As I said, he's not well at all.
Am I familiar with whatever illness this person has?
Are you asking the DM?
Yes.
Are you willing to get closer to him? Because right now
While holding my nose like this, yes.
Okay. Then get closer and make a medicine check.
It is-
Or if you can argue for me with another check, you can also try that.
No, I think I'll just go with medicine, and I rolled a 8.
I mean, some like kind of disgusting
it's the
fever.
flu.
It's COVID. He's got COVID. Oh well, he's dead.
I'll go ahead and I'll walk in while Amelia's looking over the person. And I'll just give a sharp look to Amelia and be like, don't tell anyone about this. Start waving a hand over his form. These kind of blue sparkles float out. And I just start trying to clean him and his surroundings as best I can with prestidigitation.
Mm-hmm.
Because laying in filth like this is not conducive to getting better.
Yeah.
I would have seen you do that at
So-
some point, right? In the
Yeah.
past.
That's why I didn't say anything to you.
Right.
Yeah. So you start doing that, and it gets noticeably cleaner. But his state doesn't really get better. He's still
Right.
tumbling
Yeah, I'm not expecting
about.
it to heal him.
Yeah, he's still tumbling about, and
Can I try using healing word on it?
you can.
Oh, I guess I should say I didn't read anything in our chat.
That's
I had no idea who you were playing at all. That's awesome.
The only reason I knew
Go
who it
for it.
was is because I needed the character sheet.
Yep. The dream team begins.
Right?
Okay. Wait. Did I not roll? Oh, I did. I rolled a 5 on healing.
Okay. So you cast this spell, and it does something. He seems to shiver and sort of like stop convulsing for a bit, but then very soon it just returns.
Mm.
It takes maybe 30 seconds, a minute, but it returns, and it's not as violent right now. But it doesn't seem to you as if that actually solved the issue. At
Okay.
least it feels to you that this is not a problem of the flesh, not on surface level.
Okay. So
And Eli in the fat Eli is like in the. Are you still holding him?
Not exactly. He's there next to me, and I'm like I said. He's
Okay.
yeah.
Well, he's just sort of like, oh boy, and like mumbling a bunch of like inaudible stuff.
what happened to him?
I don't know. I don't know.
How long's he been like this?
It took some time. A week, 2, 3. It wasn't as bad as this at first.
And didn't
I
you say someone got killed or something earlier?
Yeah. Yes. We find one of our returned killed dead. Dead.
That's an expensive death.
Yes, and we had to report it. So, well, the circle, someone from the circle came by, took the body, asked a bunch of questions, and then left.
You didn't think to call someone to help him? Or
Well,
call someone. Send some.
Ring ring.
Yeah. Phones aren't a thing.
Cannon.
You don't have a smartphone?
I'm gonna
What
mark my
year
Nokia
is
out of my
this?
inventory.
Right.
Yeah, turns out the moonfall was a huge EMP
Mhm.
bomb. There's none of that anymore.
Right.
Could I take a look at the sick Eli from the point of perception of like poisons in nature, or venomous animals, things that you could easily get someone sick with that aren't traditional poisons per se, medicine wise?
Yes.
17.
Okay. So you take on another tack. Look at it this way. And so you're not a medical man, but you've seen things. And that sort of like triggers a memory inside you. You remember your brother having very much the same symptoms once. It's something called nostalgia. It's a drug made out of a lot of stuff, and apparently you can make a very potent version of it out of if you had, basically if you had moonstone as a component, and it gets really wacky. And what it does basically is you hallucinate a lot, and you can you can relive certain memories and sort of like get lost in those. And it's a very great drug for people who use it because it's the ultimate form of escapism. You can even relive. There's like whole businesses about it. because it lets you relive tons of stuff, memories that aren't even your own, and it feels real. And so your brother suffered through withdrawal of that drug, and that looked very much like that.
I look over at the Eli that's conscious, albeit barely. Have you been toying with things that you shouldn't? Things that you don't brew, maybe?
He just looks down.
And because you're all connected, you're probably having a hard go at this too.
Yes. We need more. It's not our fault. It's our fault. And he sort of like gestures towards the sick Eli.
Mm-hmm. Well, I certainly don't have any on hand. You do know that this could take months, right? Months to kick, maybe even a year. This isn't something you should be playing with or allowing one of yourselves to play with at this level.
We didn't know until it was too late. How could we know? We didn't.
This seems a dangerous thing to play with, being as that you're a collective rather than normal.
Would I know what that is? That drug is? Would I know what that drug is?
Considering the circles you lived in, yeah.
Okay. So I would have caught on by now what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. In fact, you would know 100%. In Manseed, pretty much they don't quite have a monopoly on it because that's not really possible. But 90% of the nostalgia that's made and distributed is controlled by the Qualimerists, which are basically a crime family. That's basically all they do. They make that shit and sell it.
Well, I can't be of any help. I know enough, but not helping things like that. So,
right.
You have fun with this one. And I just step out of the room. Like,
I swear I'll please don't say this to your father. I promise you'll have the shipment tomorrow.
Eli.
Tomorrow.
Eli. At this point,
look, it's okay. We have other clients. We'll just tell them we can't give them, and we'll give to you instead.
At this point, I can't trust you.
Why not?
I have to find a new. We're gonna have to find a new supplier.
But we told you the truth, and it's not our fault.
I'll have to speak to my father on this, and this will be his decision on what to do next. If he wants
Please,
to help you, he can help you. That's his decision, not mine. All I can do is let him know what's going on. And if he decides to just cut ties, that's his decision.
Very well.
I'll take the supplies that, were promised that we've paid for. And then I'll let
He sort of like half collapses on a stone stool right there. That's like built into the wall of the room, and sort of like just as you say things to him, but like he just kind of absently nods.
Right. At this point, I can tell he's just not listening to anything I'm saying. So I'll just say,
while he's listening, he might not be hearing it though.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah. Eli, I'll like I said, I'll take what's owed. I'll speak to my father and let him decide what the course of action should be from here on out. Whether we cut ties with you and find another supplier, or if we decide to help you. But if that help is going to come at a cost. Right.
Sick Eli sort of like moaning loudly behind you.
there's nothing I can do. He really needs a priest or a cleric or something.
Can I go open the second door in that hallway?
That's where the bodies are. Sure, go for it.
Okay. What do I see in said second room?
Toilet.
Just a toilet?
Yep.
Clean?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I mean, cleanish.
Well, but I mean, like, not like the sick one was in here dying and then they pulled him out
Nah,
into the side room.
It's not. It's like it's in use, but it's not like disgusting.
Okay.
Like overall, like though, except for like the the cask having been broken and the ale being on the floor everywhere, and the sick room, everything else is like pretty like almost spot clean. Like it is very well kept. Like this is not like a run down the mill brewery. This is like these guys are very good, but clearly they have issues.
Right.
I'll step back into the main room.
Well, I mean, I've already said what I need to say. I'm just gonna, Amelia, let's go.
As you two head out, I'll look over at Eli. I can't promise you help. I'll be back when I can. If you need moral support, I can offer that. Free of charge.
Well,
Stay away from it. If you give any more to yourselves, it's over. You might never get that one back.
but they'll keep coming back.
And I'll deal with them. If I can.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. And he just like gets his head in his hands.
Right. I'll
All right.
give a slight nod and head out.
All right. You head back out. There you find the return being pretty much done with the floor wiping, and you see Slim Eli getting busy on the on the next shifts, starting to actually get stuff brewing.
I'll go to wherever he was loading those barrels and stuff. Was he putting them on a cart or anything?
There's like 3 kegs, and there's like how do you call it? There's a coachman who's like put them on this little cart, and he sort of like looks at you, just says, been hired to send this to bloody hell, buy house, cat house.
Yeah. I'll,
Yeah, that you?
Yep, that's me.
Tall one told me to wait for you, so.
It's okay. Do you know where it is?
Sure, I'll find it.
We've got other business to deal with.
Insight check. I want to make sure this guy's not stealing the booze.
Fair point.
Man, so much suspicion.
I don't trust you.
You don't trust me?
I don't trust anyone, apparently, though, because I got a 2 on that.
Well, I mean, it's not that he seems trustworthy or non-trustworthy. It's just that he doesn't exhibit really any signs of that would let you, really
17
read
on
whether
my
he's
insight.
dishonest or not. Okay, you look at him. You look at the way he's clothed. He looks like a coachman. You find the glint of gold in his pocket that came straight out of tall Eli, and as you look backwards, you do see tall Eli on the side of the door, in the door frame, sort of like looking at you and nodding. Seems to you like all good signs that he's actually gonna go where he's gonna go. Also, he's got this insignia of a tower with a lance on top, which is the insignia of House Stern. And usually those don't fuck around. Right. So if they steal your shit, that's a bad hit for their reputation.
Right. I guess I'll just hand him like don't know, 5 silver. Just
Nah. Hmm.
Get-
I can take that. You'll have to keep that.
fair enough.
Can't
Uh,
accept gold for a job already sealed. I'm sorry.
Speak
But,
nothing of this to my father. I'd like to talk to him myself first. If you don't mind.
Yeah. No issues. I'll just deliver it. No problem. Have a
Much appreciated.
have a good one, sir. And yeah, he goes, and cat goes out, and in 30 seconds is out of the alleyway.
Does he go into the direction that we came from?
Yes. At the
Well,
end
that
of
was
that
fun.
alleyway, anyway.
I'll just
You're ready to have more fun. You have 2 more errands to run.
Mhm.
yeah. We'll just start heading in the direction of the cobblers, and then I guess
All right. To the cobblers.
as we're walking though, I'll just to Cyrus. So how did you know that's what that was?
Long story. Don't much play with drugs. Maybe one day I'll tell you. And you could tell he's angry, but not outwardly. It's a lot of
Right.
just kind of, storm behind the eyes thing.
Gotcha.
Angry.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I should see a therapist. 90 yards there. Is it 900 yards there? I think that's the one.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it's 9 yards there. That's enough, right? That's enough. for
1,000
PTSD.
yard stare is what I know, but I
Right.
don't know.
Ah, 900,000 yards there.
Yes, that's
Right.
the one.
That
9
That's the
trillion
big one.
yards.
That's the one that gets you.
Well.
Okay.
To the cobbler.
So you get on your way down the alleyway, and then it's into a more sprawling thoroughfare through a market, where at this time of day there's a lot of comings and going. People are actually, looking for food for the evening, and to haul up. It's pretty lively here, and people seem to be doing good. On one side, there's actually a bunch of kids playing with fireworks. They're like, trying to detonate it, and then there's a grandma coming in, like shooing them away. You can't play with these things; it's too dangerous. And like the kids are like laughing and everything, and then fireworks explodes up in the air. All the kids are like, "Wow, great!" One of them is like scared, just scared himself to death. He thought he was gonna die, and the grandma goes crazy and chases them off, and they all scurry in different directions. And you go through that within the scents of spices and sweet smells of the night food market. And after a brisk short walk of 10, 15 minutes tops, you eventually, after a bit of asking around, a bit of finagling, you do get in front of Elasta's bootmakers. It's a pretty small shop, clearly kind of like the same deal as the brewery. It's both a shop and a residence, and it's much smaller in terms of size, and there's no floors on this one. It just seems to go very deep in the stone, like it's large inside one of the spires, and it seems to just go very deep inside, like a lot of buildings here. And it seems open for one.
Yeah, I'll walk into the shop.
Okay, you get in. You're immediately assaulted by the smells of oil and leather. Curated leather, and is it curated? Cured leather.
Cured.
And also not cured leather. There's someone by the end of the shop just trying some boots on. Big burly dragonborn, seems not very happy with what they have to sell here, as nothing seems to fit. Meanwhile, Elester, this sort of wispy elf man looks at you, instantly goes, "Welcome to Alastair. What can I do for you?" And he seems to be, middle-aged, bit of a, of a stomach, beer stomach. Doesn't seem to be, working out a lot, but he seems in good spirits.
Oh, well, such a great greeting.
Thank you. I practice it every day, several times.
You know who I am?
He sort of like, really squints at you. I don't believe we met, no?
Right. Well, I'm looking for Mila. I believe she's your sister.
Yeah, that she is.
Have you seen her?
Have you seen her?
No, we
No,
haven't.
that's why we're looking for her.
Oh,
So I'm asking you where she is.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I thought she
Insight.
had a. Okay. What are you inciting?
I'm
A riot.
not inciting chicks. That's a natural one.
So what did you roll?
I have natural one for like a
All right,
3
It's the
total.
campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, with the number of insight roll you guys do, you'll get a lot of ones on these. So, I mean, with the one, guy seems amicable.
Right.
He seems a bit perplexed at what you're saying. But you can never be too careful with these sociable types.
Right.
Who knows? They do a lot of weird magic. These wordsmith people. They do weird stuff with words.
Right. Look, Mila works for my family. She's missed her last couple shifts.
Well, that's strange. Not like her.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
Oh well, you hear the dragonborn grumbling behind, and Elspeth's like, "If you'll excuse me just a few minutes," and he sort of like turns his back to you and goes to help his patron.
wait.
What race is the bootmaker?
Elf,
Elf.
not a drow though, but an elf.
Wait. So
He's helping the dragonborn.
Oh, so he literally just said "fuck you" and I'm not talking to you anymore and walked away.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take it like that,
I
that's
kind
fair, I
of.
suppose.
Yeah, that's
Well,
literally how I
it's
took
up
it.
to you.
That's.
Well, no, he's actually helping that his customer. So
Right. I'll just go interrupt. Excuse me, I wasn't finished speaking. Again.
well,
And I'll turn to the Dragonborn. My apologies. I have some very important business here. Please allow me to pay for your shoes here, and I'll just hand him like a gold.
The Dragonborn sort of like, he just sort of like randomly like takes the coin, sort of like looks at you, looks at the coin.
You can pick them up later, and that's more or less my way of saying get the fuck out.
Well, he just goes, if you'll allow my lord for me to put my boots back on before I leave.
Of course.
Why, thank you. He pockets the gold, then, remove the boots he had on, then puts his actual boots back on. Then he gets up, very slowly, says goodbye, Alastair, and then very slowly steps out.
Rest in peace.
That's the big bad of the entire
Right.
campaign.
The boot guy.
My boots!
They don't fit right. God.
So you really have no idea where she is? Where I might find her?
No. I've heard she mostly had something arranged with something Vi. She had lodgings there. Not quite sure. So are you interested in boots? Maybe I have plenty. Work
Well,
boots,
possibly, but
walking boots,
maybe ass
simple
stomping
shoes.
boots.
No, I don't make those. Although you can just put some nails on the, at the end of yours, and that'll do.
Just kind of turn to Cyrus and Amelia and be like, any ideas, fellas, lady?
Today doesn't seem to be your day. Not talking to
Okay.
people too well.
Does he know who your father is?
Know that he does.
He does. Okay. Can I talk to the guy? Look, we have been sent by his father. I assume you know who his father is. Apparently, your sister is possibly missing. That's why we came to look. Do you have any idea? And if not, I heard there were brothers. So is there another brother we could talk to?
Someone more useful, perhaps.
I have not seen my sister today, so I can't
And
really be of use to you.
do you know where she went?
I do not know that. No,
And do you have another brother?
no.
Do you know where she usually goes?
Uh, from what she used to tell me, she works a lot at the house, and that's most of her life, as I hear it.
A house being here or somewhere else?
The Vi house.
As they're talking, I just
Divide.
want to take a look around to see if I can't see any kind of signs that she may have been here.
Sure. What kind of skill do you? I would say perception, but if you want to use something else, you're free to, as long as you make a case for it.
No, we'll just do perception.
Can I investigate the quality of these boots? Are they good boots? I might need new boots.
That's an 8 on my perception.
Well, that's not very good. You look around, and yeah, it's a lot of boots in there, or boot maintenance items. Though you do see that's apparent, right? That the building goes deeper. There's like 2 other doors from where you are. Outside of that, this is a neatly kept shop. If not the best quality, sorry, it's decent shop, and there's nothing spooky looking or looking like it would belong to a woman specifically.
You said it's a residence too, right? So there's like a second level that would be probably where he lives.
Yeah, it's yeah, basically. Though the thing is, it's like I said, it's not. It doesn't have floors. It's built into a spire, so it goes deep, like horizontally.
Okay, so it's not. Okay, so it's
So you don't really know how deep it goes, basically, because the spires are fucking huge.
right.
So it could go very deep. Like you've been in places like for a fact actually like criminals like spires
Mhm.
because they can have sprawling dens in those because no one knows how deep a spire can go sometimes.
Right.
But I mean, it's just a cobbler's shop, so it's probably not that deep, right?
Well, depends on how the DM wants to play it. Yeah, so I'll just, as they're having this conversation, I'll just slowly start walking back behind and checking other rooms.
You're just gonna go and check the rooms, okay?
Just barging into his
Um,
home.
All right, well, there's 2 of them. It's a 50-50. There's one that's like behind the counter, and one that's like a bit deeper through the room, like out from against an alcove.
Mhm.
Which one you like more?
Whichever one's the first one I come to.
Okay, so that would be the one behind the counter.
Okay.
So you go there, you open it makes a bit of a creaking noise. Behind you seems like some kind of a lot of storage space here, and like half workshop, half storage. Again, lots of boots, lots of leather in there. Also, weirdly, there's like a collection of like it's like a glass thingy with mushrooms growing out of it. Anyway, um, at the sound of the door creaking, Alester turns and goes, Excuse you? Would you please not infringe on my private property?"
Oh, I'm sorry. You were having a conversation with my friends. I'll just kind of
Uh-huh.
keep looking inside.
Okay, so you go in the storage room. You look around. No, it seems like an actual workshop place. There's no sign of a female elf here.
Okay. I'll leave and go on to the next door.
Okay, get to the next door. It's locked.
I'll just, as I catch this locked, I'll just turn back. Cyrus, keys.
Yep, that's what today is.
Yep.
Lester, hand me your keys.
Hey, this is my room.
Just
I
do it.
don't think.
Come on. It'll take 2 seconds. We're not going to steal anything. You're not really worth my time. I really didn't want to make this a fuss, but today's not a good day for Kelleran, so it's not a good day for any of us. Just hand me the fucking keys.
Well, he's sort of like, he's like kind of backing out towards the front door as he's, very slowly backing out with his with his arms crossed. Well, right now it's more of a principle of the matter thing. You see, since your
I'm
colleague
going to
has
go ahead
already
and try and grapple him.
no. Okay, athletics check.
Yes,
Yep.
that would be like.
It's a natural 20 for a total of 26.
First one of
Oh,
the
I rolled.
campaign.
Fuck. You know what? I rolled 20 as well, but he doesn't have a +6. So,
Athletics is my jam.
Wow,
Yeah,
double
so
natural
you-
20s on competing die rolls. Oh,
you try to grab him, and he sort of like slaps your arm off, and you're like, "What the fuck?" You're like, "How did he slap me away?" And then you just grab him with your second arm and fucking rein him in. And he just goes, kind of limp in your grasp. He goes, "Okay, okay," and he goes, "Okay, just it's in my pockets, interior one."
Great. And I just
right
reach
there.
into his pockets for it.
Ooh, hey, careful with the merchandise.
Yeah, a little bit of fondling before I leave. I toss the keys over to Kelleran and look at him and go, look, this doesn't have to be an issue. We're just looking for your sister. Want to make sure she's safe. I'm not usually so handsy.
You're looking for my sister, and I am to believe that you're not gonna rifle through my things and take whatever you want.
We are not taking anything.
I don't
Mhm.
think I look as poor as you.
have, as I grab the keys, we're not taking anything. Just ruling out that she's here. Relax. And I'll use the key and unlock the door.
Okay. As you go towards the door, and you go and put the key in, actually,
Booby trap?
Yeah.
Booby trap?
Explodes in a fiery death. DK, that's it.
New character. Cool.
So, actually, you hear the lock turn ahead of you, and the door opens, and you find this pretty-looking young elf, who you recognize as Myla. Says, "Oh, fine, you find me. Now what?"
Mila.
The first thing you recognize, she's got a busted eyeball. Like she's got a huge black eye, and she's got like a bruise on her right arm and somewhere like on the near here. But she's got fire in her eyes.
Who did that?
Mila, what happened?
What do you care?
Mila.
Lester, you couldn't have maybe done something here to not let them in? And Lester just goes, "Oh, bother."
What do you mean, what do I care? Of course I care. You work for my family, which means you're like family to me. Of course I care.
No, if I work for your family, that means I'm like a servant to you. That's how it works. You can't have it both ways.
I don't disagree
Okay.
with that statement.
Now,
Still just half Nelsoning her brother.
Right.
yeah. Now it's a simple thing. I'm done with you, your father, your mother, your sister, your whole fucked up family. I'm fucking done. Okay? And I'm leaving. If you don't like it, that's fine. Run back to your father, cry a little, and I'll be back, and I'll be gone.
You could have just told us.
Yeah.
Told you what?
You were leaving?
You had to do is say, hey, I can't work here anymore. I don't want to work here anymore.
Because that's usually how it goes.
Typically,
That's not how it goes.
out
I
of
let
character. Is
go
that
of
how that
a
goes?
lesser.
Like, that's how that we normally would go.
No.
No? That's how I think it would normally go. But that
Yeah.
way.
Idealized.
Right. I mean, first of all, who did that to you? Like, I point to her eyes and her bruises.
It's Mr. Linst is what his name is. Well, I guess you can make a check for it if you yeah, I guess. You can make intelligence or history.
I will make history because I've probably seen him at the door.
That would be
probably
just
wouldn't.
straight intelligence. That would be straight intelligence then, just to recall.
15.
15. That's pretty good.
Pretty good enough.
Yeah, Linst is a regular. He's like your archetypical like cigar at the mouth businessman type guy.
Yeah.
He works a lot in textile and I basically got really big because he was one of the first to make contracts with New Aethern, and he got like filthy fucking rich. And then he branched into surface expeditions to bring back even more exotic components and make dyes and all that kind of shit. So basically, like he's one of the richest people in Montseed and the conglomerate at large.
Is there a reason he did that to you?
Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Just because he likes doing it.
No, it doesn't
He's
matter.
friends with your
Someone
dad.
does this to my employee. I should know about this.
Oh, I thought I was family. You should maybe find the versions you like more and then keep to it.
Again, someone does this to someone who works for me. We
You
should
should've
know
said
about this
no,
and we get
man.
this taken care of immediately.
You should have said.
This is not the first time. Not for me. Not for the others.
Who
It's
others?
time to open your eyes.
Wait, what others?
The other girls. The other guys, for that matter. What do you think happens with these
This is
rich folks?
concerning.
You think we don't want to do this? It's not a choice. I mean, most of us it was supposed to be bigger than that. You know?
I agree. That's not how that should be. If this is what's happening, believe me, this is the first I've heard of this. And I assure you, I will do everything I can to see that it doesn't happen anymore and that it changes. Now,
Right.
if you,
She very clearly doesn't believe you. Or put
no,
any
no,
stock
and
in
that's
what you say.
fine. I understand from her experience that she doesn't believe me. That's fine. Look, if you want to leave, that's fine. I'll let my father know that you're out. Not a problem. At least now that we know, believe me, it'll get taken care of. The door's open if you decide you do want to come back. And now that I guess I'll hand her like 5 gold.
5 gold.
Mhm.
Okay.
A token of my apologies. And for
Okay.
your brother as well.
You hear like
I mean, I think he should be paying me for what I did, but okay.
So
Again,
she takes the gold with like a very perplexed look on her face. And then just she starts to gather things in like a messy bundle, puts it in a small bag. She throws over her shoulder, and she's like ready to leave. Right? I'm gonna go. You'll never see me again.
let her leave.
All right. She starts leaving, and then she's much taller than her brother. So when she kneels down as he's seating, and they sort of like exchange a few hush words, and
Can I
then
make out anything
she
of what she said to him?
I mean, I'd be pretty close.
make a eavesdropping check.
No, sir, I wouldn't drop me no eaves.
What would that be? Perception?
Perception.
16.
You hear like muttered platitudes like, I love you, brother. I'll be back. Maybe we'll see each other again, something like that. And then she gets up, gets a pair of boots from the display and fucking books it. And Alistair just like goes, but not my boots, and then she's gone.
I'll as I'm coming back around the counter, I'll just drop a couple gold on the counter. We'll see. Wasn't that hard. Didn't have to be that difficult. And I'll leave.
Well, we'll see how you react when a gruffy old man and a gruffier man and a young elf comes in your shop looking for your sister.
I
We'll
didn't
see how
think I
you
was
do.
that gruff. I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna bruise here. I will
Yeah,
bruise.
that's probably fair.
These gold. They are
That's
gold.
why I didn't hurt them. I hurt the other parts.
Well, I'll send you the bill.
Sure, I won't pay it, but sure.
Well,
You have a great day.
I
And I just start heading out the door.
Does he have any boots on display?
there are. There's like there's like an open display in front. There's like five. Well, there used to be 5, now there's 4.
Can I inspect the quality of the boots? Like the
Yes.
That's what I
craftsmanship?
tried to
You
do,
may.
and I didn't get a yes.
Make what would that be?
Investigation, maybe?
Nah. Are you proficient in any kinds of tools?
You proficient in boots?
Not in boots, mostly.
All right, just roll me 1d20. Doesn't matter what it is. Dexterity, I guess maybe.
Well, I rolled a 16 without any add-on.
Okay. I would say because it's you, you would have some at least basic understanding of how boots are made. And these seem pretty good. It's like it's like your local artisan shop, and these are they're not like fabricated at a high rate, but they're well made. And they're not the best boots you've ever seen, but at least they look sturdy. Though with the amount of walking you've done in your life, you know that the only way to make sure a pair of boots is sturdy is to walk it into 1,000 miles.
How much do you usually sell your boots for?
Oh, I would say between 5 copper to 2 silver.
And you make them yourself?
Oh yes. Well, with a bit of help sometimes. Take a few apprentices here and there.
What does it take for you to make them?
Well, a bunch of leather, a lot of thread. I have to deal with animal tamers. I use a lot of worm hides. Sometimes spider silk. That helps. I've had strange requests, like someone who wanted boot made all out of mushrooms. I couldn't pull it off, but I tried.
I would like to get a pair of boots, actually.
Oh,
made.
what kind? How? When?
I don't know how long I'll be. How long does it usually take you to make a pair of boots? Like a sturdy one.
Oh, for Christ's sake, just buy them off the rack.
No, I'm not that kind of person.
Oh no, for a discerning customer such as you, I'm sure only tailor-made will do.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how about we call it? How about we call it 1 gold and 5 copper, and I will make you some sturdy boots. It'll be a mystery, but I will tell you, there will be silk in it for the lace. They will be good for traveling, as I'm sure you're one of those types. And I can throw something extra, a bit of flair, something feathery maybe, a bit of a feather theme, something like that.
How about 1 gold for all of that you just said?
That's very generous. Yes, of course.
I'll hand over the 1 gold.
Like the gold is here and then it's not here anymore. It just disappeared.
All right. So when can I expect to pick them up?
Well, after next shift, so I would say in 3 cycles, which equates to 3 days.
Yeah, that's fine. I will be back.
Very good. Your name is
Amelia.
Amelia. Okay, I will remember that, and I will get to work promptly.
Also, I apologize for the way some of my associates treated your humble place.
Oh, you have made makeup. You have made up for that 1,000-fold.
All right. Then I wish you a good day, and we'll be off. Did
I'll
we
get to work
actually give the
instantly.
keys back? I don't know if we gave the keys back, but did we actually give the keys back?
Well, as
Kellen's got them. I don't know.
when
I would have
Kelvin,
left them on the counter. The gold.
Okay.
Say that.
okay, well, if you hadn't as Kelvin left, he would have like asked, like, please give me my keys. That's kind of neat there. All right, so you leave. You guys, after dealing with Lester and his sister, or she dealing with you, depending on how you look at it, she went off, and so did you, in search of your third errand, which is wink, wink.
Pietro
We have to
for
find
a package.
we do, yeah.
Package,
A house
very
called
good.
Vitro, which
All
may be
right.
boo trapped. The package, that is.
I'm gonna
Maybe.
open it. I'm so ready.
Probably not. So, you'll follow the lead of
Kelrin.
Karen. You say that so easily because you don't have like 5 other people with a K name to remember. Karen. You follow him through the streets of Sunreach, where things are starting to become a bit less densely packed here, especially as you're moving further and further away from the Sun Tower and on the edge of Sunreach itself. There's even this bit of like wispy smoke that seems to invade the caves here, coming out of like even deeper away from the Sun Tower.
How
But
dark
overall,
is it getting?
for a human, like basically imagine you look towards the Sun Tower, this like huge ass bright beacon in the darkness, and it's lighting up a fair bit, and then you turn around and if there's nothing to block your view, you can see like it's quite dim already, but then if you look, I don't know, 100 feet further down the street, and it starts like getting darker and darker, and eventually you see nothing really except for like bits. People still, even people who have like actual innate dark vision, people still keep things lit, because just because you have dark vision doesn't mean you see well in the dark. You see better, but you don't necessarily see well. And people like here, I've been using a lot of redstone, which is literally this red thing that makes light. So there's a lot of red-hued lights here and there. Some torches, but generally people don't really like playing with fire too much when they can avoid it. So for you, as a human, it's a bit spotty.
Okay. I had the thought that I don't have torches because no wood. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good time, guys.
Fine.
I mean, the torches are basically premium item around here. So.
Right.
Yeah. But you've heard people who have like lighters.
I'm already kind of a lighter.
Would I know roughly where to start to look for Vitro?
Yeah. No, you would have some pretty good memory of where you should be. He's not an actual shop, but he's something like he used to be a friend of your father's, like a connection of some kind. And he has, his house and everything. You don't really know much more than that, but you know where it is. You've been there several times to, either deliver something or get it back. There's always something going on with him, although he tends to not get involved
Right.
further than that.
I'll just start heading towards his house.
hmm So you get to it on the fringes of Sunreach. You get there pretty fast. It's pretty close to Alistair's. You have to pass again um, through a bunch of densely packed marketplaces with a lot of, tents and sort of drapes overhead that sort of shield you from the light. It's a bit hard to navigate for Cyrus. But other than that, it's an uneventful trip.
Just whenever
So
I
you
get
get to Vitru.
go ahead.
Hmm?
No, go ahead.
So you get to Vitra's place, and it's well built out of stone, with like a bit of decorations, literally etched in the stones, sort of like fake flowers, out of sort of drawn out of stone, and it just seems sturdily built. There's a bit of a ramp with stairs and rail guards on the sides, and a big double door.
Go up and
Seems like
knock on
there's
the
a bit
door.
of light coming off of like a side window. So you get to the door, you knock. There's no answer.
Knock a little bit louder.
Pom pom pom. You wait a bit, still no answer.
Peek into a window.
Okay. So like you perch, you have to like get up a bit to look through the window because it's a bit further higher than street level. Make a perception check.
12.
12. So this specific window is a bit lit. You can see the dim light coming from a room that's a bit on the side that you can't peer into. But kind of hard to say. But there's like this trace of something on the ground, like someone's been painting the floor or something. But it's hard to tell with like the red hue. Other than that, it seems like a small living room. There's a couch on the side. There's a painting. It's like honestly, it's pretty ugly, but it is a painting. And a fireplace on the right. And these like sort of like weird paint marks on the ground. Seems fresh too.
I'll check the door to see if it's open or unlocked.
There's like no. It's not the window that open. It's like glass panes, but it doesn't open one way or the other.
Right, I was checking the door, not the window.
Oh, the door. Sorry. Well, the door's still closed.
Is it unlocked? Like, can
Why
I
would
open
it-
the door?
Well, why would it be unlocked? You tried it before and it was locked. It's still locked.
I didn't try it. I knocked on the door.
Oh,
I didn't try to open the door.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, you got me. You got me. It's locked.
Okay. Can I try?
Same shit, different house.
Huh?
Same shit, different house. You want me to just go ape shit?
No.
How about
Go ahead, Amelia. What do you have?
I can get in there if you really want me to. I mean,
I don't know. That
I
that's
won't make a mess.
I don't know that that's a smart idea just yet.
Cyrus, give me a
Well-
perception check
Copy.
while you two are talking.
Well, I mean, I don't think rushing down his door seems like a good idea.
No.
Or welcome.
I agree with you on that fact. I don't think it's safe for you to go in there just yet. That's why I want to be cautious here.
Well, I just think he's a friend of your father's. I don't think you should, rush down the door of someone that's supposed to be
I
a
didn't.
friend.
I didn't intend to.
Well, that's no fun.
Wait, what? Cyrus, how were you gonna get in?
I was gonna kick the door down.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big door.
We,
Huh?
we,
But you
we
can
just
try.
talked about that.
No. I pull out my lock picks. My
Also,
thieves.
you've been kind of standing on this like stone dais that leads to the door, and people are passing by. You're not like attracting too much attention,
Right.
but people kind of notice three people standing on the threshold of this place. It's not like alarming or anything, but you do kind of stand out.
Right.
All right. Apologies. Go ahead. Do you need some help with that?
No. I'm gonna check
Are
the
you
door to see if
sure?
it's trapped.
Just be careful, and when
Stepping
you
away
look
from
for
the door.
traps,
Yeah.
like always cut the red wire, and that's my bardic inspiration. And yeah,
Oh.
I'm
Sweet.
stepping far away from this whole thing. I'm just gonna go stand like down by the road, kinda,
That's
On the other side, yeah.
D6.
just
Yeah.
away from this door.
And bardic inspiration is D6.
Yeah.
Right.
So as he's doing this, by the way, Cyrus is going the other side, and there's like two kids with like soot on their face coming like near you, and they're like, "Hey, why are you all doing?"
Well,
Kind of looking up at you, and like then at the door, and back at you.
we're trying to meet with a friend. Yeah, a friend.
No, I mean you.
What am I doing?
Yeah,
Not seeing a
Yeah.
whole lot.
I've never seen someone like you. And he sort of like pokes you on the leg.
I let it happen. I just kind of look at him and I go, "You want to see a party trick?"
One of them says no, the other says yes.
Okay. Ignoring the one that said no because that's just who I am. I take the longsword that I have strapped across my back, and I pull it out, lay it across my legs where I'm
The
standing.
both are like backing the fuck
Yeah.
off. Like,
As they back
"Whoa!"
off, I'm holding the sword, and then it just becomes a fork in my hand, just like a hand-sized meal fork. And I go, "Pretty cool, right?"
Yeah, but can you make it into? I don't know.
Bread.
What should we make it into? The other one's like trying to think of something. A balloon.
I try. It comes out probably more frying pan than balloon, but
Yeah, it's like you can see the thing like gets round and then sort of deflates into a
right.
more like thin thing. So it's more like an oval shape
Mhm.
something with a handle.
Yeah.
Sorry, a frying pan, an oval frying pan. And it's still like the kids are like, whoa. And then okay, well that was cool. My grandma is back there. Bye. And he sort of like just runs out.
Just wave. Go
Yeah.
back about my business, kind of keeping a watchful eye that isn't seeing anything because it's fucking dark.
Okay. Meanwhile, at the door,
I was checking the door for traps. Is that an investigation?
how would you do that?
Just look at the door to see if I see any traps.
You don't see any traps.
Okay. Then I will use my thieves' tools and try to pick the lock.
Okay.
Amelia
Make
will
a,
step
make
away
a,
now.
Yes.
make a sleight of hand check with thieves' tools if you have proficiency in them.
Said sleight of hand.
Uh huh.
And then the bardic inspiration is D6. Correct?
Yes. Should be.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
22.
Okay. You've opened that kind of door for breakfast before, and it's dinner, so it opens.
Would I hear this door opening? Would I come back towards the?
So you don't hear it more than you see the dim red light from the window expanding in your field of vision. And inside you see a stairwell going up. a bit of a side door that leads to the room you could see through the window, and a path leading through, like not up the stairwell, but like on the far end of the hallway. And there seems to be that that painting thing on the ground still. Turns out, yeah, that's blood.
Okay, so there's blood on the ground.
And it seems like it's the very noticeable thing. It's like, oh yeah, someone died there and then was like pulled away.
Gotcha.
Mark.
Is it old blood?
It's fucking fresh.
Great.
Hmm.
Frying pan becomes a sword again, by the way.
Do I see? Can I tell what direction that?
Well, what if it's skeletons and you need bludgeoning damage?
Bonk.
Can I tell what direction the blood is smeared? Like what direction they dragged the body in?
Yeah, easily. It was dragged away from the room with the window and towards the far end.
Towards the far end.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start following.
It seems like at a glance you see it's like some kind of bedroom, maybe. Like, I don't know. There's some kind of like bed, something there.
Yeah, I'm going to take out one of my short swords and start heading towards that direction.
Okay.
Of the just. Oh yeah.
As I follow them both, can I just inspect the painting real quick?
The painting. Okay.
Yeah.
It hurts your eyes just looking at it, but yeah.
Okay, I'll just look at it and say, absolute garbage. I almost just like when I look at it, I just almost want to take it off there and just burn it.
I mean, it's
I'll
like
leave it for now.
it's this picture of a field, and overall it's well done. The field is well done, but it's like you can tell it was painted by someone who's never seen a field before. And there's a bunch of like surface animals they've heard about, like, hey, a dog, those exist, and oh, like a wolf, those exist. But they drew these things based on what they've heard and not what they've seen. So it all looks just like out of the Twilight Zone. Just like everything is just slightly off, but outside of that, the colors just don't mesh together, and the scale is rough at best.
So Amelia will just straight up like almost get like a headache and just like, I need to go. I can't look at this anymore.
But it's good that you stopped to check the painting before caring about the blood. You probably like walked a bit on the blood without noticing.
Yeah, I definitely get distracted.
Yeah.
Before,
right, so,
as
meanwhile-
he's heading down the hallway,
Yeah.
I just want to, in Elvish, kind of lightly call out, be careful. I don't really want to fight in a bloody mess of a room. Looks bad for either party.
I respond in Elvish. Yeah, I don't intend to fight anything, but better to be careful and
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
open that back door.
Okay. So you open it. It was still like it was already kind of ajar, right? But you open it, and
Then I'll
before you
I'll
even
slowly,
open
if I notice that it's kind of ajar, I'll slowly like push it open, but don't enter the room.
And as you open it, you could hear even before actually, as you push it open, you can hear like this sound of like grating, something like something like that, sort of like
scratching on the ground.
Yeah,
or something.
repeating motions of like scratching on the ground or squeaking on the ground, something like that. Very repetitive sound.
I'll just lightly peek around the corner and get my head into the room, see what I can see.
So first thing that catches your attention, well, there's blood. There's a lot of blood, but it seems like it's been contained to like one trail. Okay, and then two bodies have been dumped on this singular bed, like single person bed. One of them clearly is a return. It has the scorch marks on the face. It's like you can tell it's been burned and the veins have popped off here and there. It looks really rough. though you don't know what killed it necessarily. And the other one is well, she has a face down. She's definitely female, a drow, but you can't quite tell much more than that, aside from the fact that her clothes have been like ripped in places. And then finally, you see Vitro, who's kneeling on the ground in the blood, like with like rags. He discarded a bunch, but he's like trying to clean everything, to clean all the blood. He's like, going at it, and then like he's sometimes like he actually when you open, he gets up, fetches like a bottle from one of his rack and like pours it on the ground, and like it does like it bubbles a bit, and like then he keeps going at it, and you see the blood starts
As I
getting
notice
better.
as I notice Vitro, I'll just kind of as I peek in, like softly, Vitro.
Know what it looks like?
I'm sure not. You okay?
Fuck, you fucking scared me. Fuck.
Well, if you'd answered your door, then you wouldn't have this. What happened?
Well, it
man?
was closed for a reason, wasn't it?
I'm sure-
Did you break my lock? Did you?
No.
And he sort of like kind of looks through you. Could you close the door?
Right. Somebody grab the door. Cyrus door.
Close the door behind me. No, I'll close the door behind me. I'm probably the last one in anyway.
Okay. So you go back to the door and you hear like a couple passing by laughing out loud as you close the door behind you.
Vitro, what happened?
Okay. What happened? So this is
Wife came through and murdered me, man.
Right. I was like, oh shit. Roll
Evil
initiative.
cackles in the background.
That's the BBEG right there.
Don't worry
What
about it.
happened?
That's not the witch in the attic or anything. So, Vitro just points at the male body on the bed. He says, "So that's my son. He was he was returned a few years ago, and I was dealing with this woman. Well, rather, she was threatening me at this time with a partner, and my son went nuts. He went off the handle and attacked her, and he murdered her on the spot, and then I defended myself, and then
Is that a common thing for that to happen? For like for the return to like just freak out.
You've never heard of it happening ever.
Okay.
I swear that's what happened. I mean, and then he turned to me. I had to defend myself. I don't know what to say, but I need to take care of all this. And also, probably, this woman's partner is going to come back. Probably. I don't know when.
Right.
Does it
This
look
is
like
not my
he's
job.
hurt at all?
Investigation, please.
Investigation. 16.
Okay, so Vitro is covered by a lot of blood. A lot of it not his own. It's kind of hard to say if he's hurt or not. Though he's got like the like he's a small man, and he pulled his shirt sleeves up, and you can see he's got these bruises on his right. What the fuck is that called? Basically,
Forearm?
on his hand and his forearm. Like he has like signs of struggle, but you don't notice anything more than that.
Okay.
Could be, yeah.
Okay.
So look, are you going to help me? Maybe take care of this, for old time's sake.
Oh man, that's up to my
No.
father.
Well, do you want the? You're here for the box, right?
Yeah.
So how about you help me and then you get a box? Because there won't be any more boxes if you don't help me. I think. Oh fuck! I think I'm gonna have to relocate. Oh, well.
Probably.
So I think we came here to get a box and not do an exchange. Is that correct?
Hmm. So you want to help an old man in need then? I see how it is.
I do not want to be an assistant to possible murder.
This well.
I mean, unfortunate
Hmm.
accident or not, I'd rather not get my hands dirty in any case, especially when I'm just new to the city.
All right, then take the box and leave. Then do that. It's right there. He sort of like motions off to like a cupboard, and he just like resumes scrubbing the floor. Damn you! If you won't help me.
I mean, maybe he might, and
I-
I'll point to our fearless leader right now, Calvin. But I, on the other hand, yes, and I'll just look at the body. No, 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 I won't. Is it okay if I grab it?
If you grab what?
The package.
I'd rather Cyrus grab it.
I'm not your errand boy. You can pick up your own box.
Fine. I grab the box.
I was going to ask a few questions, I think.
Have at it.
So I'm not guaranteeing that I'll help you, but I'm already looked at a certain type of way here. Who's this person that's going to come looking for that one? And I point to the woman's corpse.
Oh, I'm not sure. They didn't identify themselves really.
Well, I mean, is he scary? Is he big?
Scary. Yeah, everyone's big to me.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You're a small guy. I mean, like details. Race.
Well, yeah, he's how do you call those? You know, the one with the stone skin. He's a dwarf,
Mm.
and uh, you know, like blue face paint here, green face paint there, red face paint is green, blue, red, or red, blue, green. I don't remember.
Does that sound familiar to me at all?
Uh, what you mean as a person you've seen?
Yeah, like as a person that I maybe have been around coming through the Vi house or something like that.
No, could be lots of doors. Lots of doors use face paint, so
Right.
it's hard to say. Um, so he keeps going. Right, so this woman came in with the dwarf, and they were all up in my shit. They knew I was. They knew my work. They knew I worked for. Well, they knew I worked with you people, but others as well. And they wanted a piece of the action. I said, "Fuck off," and they didn't like that. They got a bit handsy, and I was ready to defend myself. And then my son started. Well, you know, growling, and I mean, look at him. Look at the burns on his face. That's not normal. I don't know. Something wrong happened.
Can I take a
And
moment and look over his son while he's talking?
yeah, make a medicine check or investigation, I suppose.
It would be an 11 for investigation.
Okay. So you get him, and yeah, he does exhibit some serious burns, which is it happens with some return. It's rare, but you've never seen like burns to this extent. Though it's obvious that this could also have been by any other fire, like on any other source of heat, could also have done that. It doesn't have to do with the return process, though the return
Well, and
process
I'm
requires
no
heat.
doctor, so.
Yeah, all of that. So it's not like you can't really make any definitive conclusion.
Look over at Kelleran. So we're really not helping him, huh?
If you must.
I mean, we've done some bad today. Might as well do some good. Ish.
Bad
Look,
you're
hey,
speaking
I,
of,
I
but
can take care. I can take care of the bodies. I just need it cleaned up. I mean, it's basically
Oh.
done.
If you need help cleaning, I can do that.
Yeah, it's just a bit of elbow grease, and and help me carry him upstairs. It's mostly ready.
I'll give him a little nod. Sure. Step out towards the front room and just start, magically washing.
Right, because you can do that. What is that?
Prestidigitation.
Okay, magic. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Though you do notice that as you start doing that, you do notice that for some reason, return blood, which is like a bit more orange than red, is harder to clean magically or otherwise. It's not impossible, but it's noticeably harder.
Okay. I'd probably
Um,
focus on the real blood, and then once I got all that handled, start moving towards the return blood.
All right. A lot of it is like, because the same trail was used. So
Intermingled. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, you do what you can. So does someone help Vitro carry the bodies upstairs? He's got put them on a single sheet that you like kind of folded in. So you need someone on the other side to carry the sheets basically.
I'll just look at Amelia. You sure you don't want to? Good? You sure? Fine.
Look, I was about to say, I will turn around and bitch at you. I'm not afraid.
I just a sigh of like, damn it, and I'll go help.
All right. All right. So he takes one side, you take the other, and you start moving, and then up just start moving up the staircase. Do you go up or does he go up first?
I'll let him go first.
Okay. So he starts going up first. Make an athletics check. Give me that. It's pretty. I mean, it's two people, and this guy is puny, so it's gonna be mostly on you.
It's more or less just me doing all the work. 16.
16. That's pretty good. So you have a pretty good handle on the carrying, and then you're almost up there. And since you've been carrying your weight pretty well, you see Vitro's gaze sort of look behind you at something, and he goes pale as a sheet, and he scrambles up faster.
I instantly drop the sheet and turn around.
You drop the sheet, the bodies fall, and they start rolling down the stairs. And Vitro just goes, "Shit! I saw him. The dwarf is at the window. I saw him. I swear."
Cyrus?
Fuck. Yep. Just take off up the stairs towards the window, and the second I get to it, I'll just jump through it.
You can't through the window?
Yeah.
These don't open.
Yeah,
You'd have
I
to,
said through the window. I know
Okay,
exactly
through
what I
the
said.
All right. Okay, through which one? The one.
Whatever one he said he saw him in. Whatever one that Vietro is pointing at actively.
Well, basically there's two. There's like the staircase is here, right? Goes down. There's this window. Then there's the door here, and then there's the other room where you spied the blood initially, and there's the window there. So two windows and the door.
Whichever would be closer to him. Or the door if it's closest.
Okay.
Wherever he is, moving towards him as best I can.
All right, and you're gonna jump to the street through the window.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I've done dumber things.
Give me I will call that athletics. Give me an athletics check as you're jumping through.
18.
18. Okay, so Amelia, you have a unique perspective on this. You hear a bunch of rumblings upstairs, and then you see Cyrus bear rush the window, jump through it, shards explode everywhere. At the same time, the door opens, and the dwarf with face paint on and 3 goons behind him open the door, and the dwarf is like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then roll initiative.
Cool. Here we go.
Have some fun.
Finally, we can have fun. We had 2 hours of unfun, and now fun. Finally.
I didn't want to fight anybody today, but I wanted to help this poor old man out. He's
Well,
probably a
all right.
conniving bastard.
So give me. Wow, that's judgy, man. I don't like that. All right, so give me some initiatives. Who's at 25 to 20?
Yeah, right.
Wow, no one. 15 to 20.
16.
Yeah, right. Oh,
16. Fuck, what's your name again? Calvin. 10 to 15.
10.
What did you say? 10.
10.
10 for man. I'm really not having a good time, Cyrus.
11.
11 for you. Okay. Well, that's not horrible overall. It's not disgusting, you know. So okay. All right. So first up, Karen, you go.
Do I see them at all from where I am on the stairs? I assume I'm still like partly up the stairs.
Yeah, you're on the stairs. Basically, the door opens and like you can, because the door opens in, right?
So
You actually
the
just
stairs
see-
face the door. Yeah.
Not quite. It's like a bit
Okay.
on the side.
Wow.
So you see the door and you see like the dwarf stepping in. You see him, but you
Mhm.
don't see the goons behind.
Okay. But I do have eyes on him then, right?
You do.
All right.
And he's like, you know, who the fuck is that? And you can see like the aggression in his face, and you know shit is about to go down. 100%.
right. I'll pull out both my short swords. My friend, we don't have to do this. Do you know who I am?
You know who I am? You fucker! I'll carve your face in. Unless, well, you want to talk? Maybe you want to make a deal. You give us the sack of crap on the other side of this room, and I'll let you go free. How about that?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. How far is he from me?
Like 10 feet.
Oh, I'll just go up and fucking swing.
Swing, swing. All right, let's go.
12.
12.
12 hit.
That does not hit.
All right.
Uh,
Bonus action swing because of 2-weapon fighting.
All right.
17.
17. That hits.
That hits.
All right.
I don't add the extra damage, correct?
Indeed. Yeah, it's just flat.
It's just a flat. Okay, so 6 points
Yeah.
slashing.
Whew, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So you hit him first. He deflects the first blow with his bracer, and then you hit him square in the shoulder, and like your sword goes through his stone skin, and then he goes for the counter attack. You'd expect a blade from him, but he just punches you in the face. That's okay. What's the bonus there? Hot damn. That's 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That would be 4 damage. And then make a strength saving throw, please.
and am I standing behind this group of people now because I dove through the
now
window?
Yeah, that's a 20.
Yeah, like they're on like the stone dais, you know, the stone railway.
Mhm.
And you're like you came out of the window like Rainbow style or something. So what was the saving
That was
throw?
a 20 on the saving throw.
20. All right. So like you can feel him pressuring you to like destabilize you and maybe throw you off, but you keep your balance. All right,
That's my
Amelia.
How many of them can I see?
You see the dwarf and an orc behind him and 2 elves. That is
Okay.
4 total.
Are they standing far apart
They're,
from each
they're,
other?
they're pretty much all standing. There's like you can see 2, and then like sort of like the feet of a third, because he's like behind the door / wall, and the 4th one is like kind of behind that, so you can see him.
Okay, can I try to cast sleep on them?
Yeah.
All right.
God, I hope I'm not caught in that.
I rolled
That's a good point.
It's like go out the window and then
Yeah, it just
Okay.
unconscious on the floor.
No, it says that you can pick, right?
Yeah, you can pick.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
cool.
yeah. I rolled 17. I don't know.
I mean, you can pick, which means you could pick him.
Okay, I only pick the aggressive ones towards us.
Okay, I was like, I'm pretty aggressive
I was
right
about to
now.
say, you better.
All right. So, how much did you roll?
17.
I actually forgot. Is it you start with the one with the most HP? with the
Let's
least
see,
HP.
starting
With the least,
the
right?
lowest current HP. Yeah.
Okay, so the orc behind them just like goes, oh, and just fucking falls off and like tumbles off the stairs. Okay.
Just the one fell asleep.
Yep, just the one.
Cool.
So, following that, the orc is sleeping. Does he get a saving throw for the sleep?
Let's
Wisdom or something?
see. A creature, blah blah blah. No.
Okay,
They can
it
only
just
wake
sleeps.
up if they take damage or someone wakes them up. Let's see.
Yeah,
Right.
like a proper bitch slap.
Duration is 1 minute.
All right. So the two elves are gonna act one after the other. In fact, so the first one, they basically gonna get into the try and get into the door frame, but the dwarf is just there and he's not gonna move. So they turn towards Cyrus and try and like go at you.
Okay.
I should have given you inspiration.
That's a 20.
Damn.
And that's also a 20. I rolled 17 twice. That's pretty good.
Okay.
So, get ready.
It might happen. Who knows?
Oh no.
That's 5 damage.
Okay.
And that's 2 damage.
All right. On the second one, I'll go ahead and parry it.
All right.
It is my superiority die plus my dex mod. And
So what does it do? That just increases your AC?
it drops the damage on their hit.
Ah, I see.
So the second one I parry fully, no damage. But I
Okay.
do take the 5 for the first hit.
All right. I mean, you could technically parry the first one if you'd rather. I'd let you do that.
Okay. I got a total of 8 on the dice, so either one is going to 0, and if I can choose, then I'll just
Yeah,
take the
there's
2
like-
off the second hit.
Yeah. Basically, the way it goes, you jump through the window, and then at this point, they both go at you, and you manage to deflect the first one. You deflect you can see the one that's going for your heart. You parry that one, and the other one you kind of just take it.
Doing good, doing good.
All right. Now it's your turn, Cyrus.
I'll go ahead and, since I'm in melee with the 2 elves, I'll go ahead and swing my longsword at the first one. That is... Pardon me?
Get him.
It's 20 to hit. Not natural,
Right.
dirty.
It'll hit.
Mm-hmm. And it is the dice I never used. It is 10 damage on the swing. 8 plus 2.
Motherfucker. Okay, so you just you parry him and then you just throw him right in the heart, and that's that. And the guy just goes, and just fucking falls. You push him off the sword and he just falls on the ground. And the other one is just like, okay, never mind. He's like, like we took him by surprise and he fucked the other. You can see he's about to bolt. Like already, he's like, fuck that shit.
I mean, I don't have a second swing, so
Yeah. So top of the round, Calren, back to you.
I'll just turn back to the dwarf after, what
Dwarf.
Cyrus just did. Like, really?
I'm not done with you. In fact, I mean, the thing is, in the heat of battle right there,
Right.
the dwarf has no idea what's happened with Cyrus. Like, he's in the
Oh,
door.
yeah, well.
He's not seeing
Facing
the side.
away.
That's
Yeah,
fair. I
makes
forgot.
sense.
Yeah, that's fair. You'd be behind and not notice it.
You're not seeing either. Like
Fair.
even with the angle you have, you would see like you would see Cyrus moving about. Maybe you
Right,
would have
right.
heard like a gurgle or something, but you don't
I
really
mean, I
know.
probably
He's
would have
not-
heard the thud of something hitting, but like I don't know what that is. That's fair. Totally fair. All right, double swing. That's a natural 1 on the first one. And
That
that's
sucks.
a 4 on the second one. I missed on both.
Oh, bam!
Yeah,
All right.
Rough, rough
Uh,
dice.
Wielding is rough early, man.
Yeah.
You're brave. Brave soul.
Okay, then the dwarf instantly goes, "You'll need better than that to get me down." And that's 15 to hit.
Just hits.
Oh
Mm.
wow. All right. Okay, that's not too much. That's just 5 damage. You're
Just
still
5.
good, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, give me a strength save as well, as he tries to push you down.
Strength save. 13.
13. Yeah, you make it. Okay, at this point, he kind of, takes stock of his situation here. Looks out, and he sees one that's collapsed, the other two that's like being skewered by Cyrus. And he's just like grumbling, shaking his head like, fucking amateurs. And he's booking it. He's running.
Can I use my reaction to try to
Yeah.
stop him?
Don't kill him.
What do you want to attack him?
I just want to use my reaction
reaction?
to stop him. Yeah, essentially. I don't know that I want to attack him. I just want to keep him from running.
So you wanna, you wanna grapple him basically.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay.
It'll be just a strength check.
Yep.
You
strength
only take a opportunity attack when you're in melee range when someone runs away.
He is in mid range. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they're
but
base
I
to
mean,
base.
like,
It's a 7.
oh, okay.
7.
I would assume you're kind of
got
stepped back from casting.
dirty 14. So unless you have like a +7.
No.
Yeah. All right. So you try to grab him, and you just you're just too slow. He just
Right.
bolts. You didn't expect this guy, this stocky dwarf, to made of stone, to be so fucking fast and slippery. And he just he's down the stairs. But he even kicks his friend who's on the ground, and then starts fucking off. But the one who's asleep is still sleeping. All right. So Amelia.
Do I
Which, by
have...
the way, now it's kind of havoc on the streets. People have taken notice. Most people have decided to fuck off as soon as people started fighting. But you can already hear people calling for the burrows, for the guards to come in.
I suggest we do what we came for and leave before there's more trouble.
More trouble than this?
There's still a body up on the staircase that I'm not gonna touch.
Just from down on the ground floor. There's a body out here too.
And I just do I see what's his name? Let's see. Do I see
Vitra?
Vitro anywhere?
Yeah, you look back. Vitro has been bundling the a big wooden box. Not wooden, but out of metal. A big metal box. He's bundling it under his under his arm, and he's right behind you. He's about to walk alongside you, more run.
You're leaving?
Fuck yeah, I'm leaving. What the fuck are we doing? We're not staying here.
Can I have the package?
I've got the package.
We're going together. I'm not giving
Oh.
you shit. We're leaving.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Okay, let's go.
That's all you get.
I
Okay,
thought I
and then
grabbed our
I'll-
package.
Oh, okay.
Did
Then I'll
But-
just...
I mean, to be fair, I probably would have. If I had to drop it, I would have dropped it in the middle of combat. So, I don't know how big it is.
Okay, so Amelia, what you want to do?
Do I see the package?
Yeah, I mean it's in Vitro's hands.
May I? Before
No.
we leave? The package.
No, I'm coming with
not?
you. I
Where-
will talk to Cantervi myself.
Okay, let's go. I'll just... Yeah, okay. I'll keep an eye on you, but let's go.
All right. So at this point, unless you want otherwise, combat has ended.
I want
The
to kill the
dwarf
other
is
one. He hurt me.
the dwarf is running the fuck away. The other elf who hurt, quote unquote, hurt you is also bolting. You can chase either of them if you so wish, but we're gonna do that outside of combat.
What if I don't chase, but rather nail him with a firebolt as we're getting ready to run?
Sure, roll.
Okay.
You'll get one roll and then he ducks out of an alleyway.
Well, I missed, so it doesn't matter.
All right. So you see him like running for his fucking life, and you see him look back at you as you throw the firebolt, and it hits. It hits the stone of a building, and like it kind of like collapses on the ground as he flees, and the dwarf is like quickly just behind him.
Yeah.
You guys want to make any kind of moves to chase? You two?
I do not.
Okay. Well, that leaves the sleepy one. And Vitro. Vitro is just like, we need to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to run.
Let's go.
Back to the Bye House. Ooh.
All right. So you got starts running out through the streets. People obviously, see you running. And let's think about this. How do you want to proceed? Basically, is my question. This has drawn a lot of attention. You're not too likely to get caught if you're careful.
Right.
But people have seen you on the street. Not
Right.
too many, but some. So it's up to you.
Would I know of a place nearby that would be considered a safe house? That would belong to you know who?
Well, Vitro would be one.
Well, his house is not safe.
Right, but it was.
It would
Yeah,
be, but it's
I see
not.
his point.
Right. Is there another one that I would know of?
No.
Vitro, do you know of a place we can hide?
At the Vi House. Look, it's fine. We're mostly out of danger now. We just have to not look too conspicuous. Okay? We're like
yeah, I guess
3 streets away.
Yeah, as
just try and not look so guilty, right? Just
I'll put my swords away, put my hood up.
It was self-defense anyway, right? We don't.
Yeah, right.
Self-offense, but yeah. I take my long sword,
I didn't
back down to fork form, pocket, hood up.
All right. So you start getting to walk. Rather, the streets are.
If there's any like alleyway we can duck through to kind of get out of the eye line of anybody. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, you can do that. So you get into an alleyway. You kind of wait for a bit. You let a minute pass, 2 minutes pass. You hear a lot of chatter. It's like, oh, did you hear that? I hear something happened on that street down there. And then eventually you hear a bunch of Burroughs agent passing by as a troop of 3, giving orders and otherwise marching silently towards their quarry. Eventually, a bit of time passes and things seem to calm down. Most people have not seen a lot of the brawl. It's mostly people saw Cyrus jumping out of the window and then stabbing someone to death. That was like the big thing that sent people flying, but there was not a lot of people, and you should be in the clear.
Yes, we'll just make our way back to the house.
Well, it's a long way, and I have short legs, so let's go. Let's go. All right, so you make your way up there. Just for funsies, give me a stealth check.
All of us?
All of you.
All of us. 14. Oh, wait, do you have what?
11.
He's happy. He's actually happy. And he has armor.
Yeah, he probably has disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah.
Disadvantage. I still got a 19.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Wow.
I had an 11.
All right. So you go through the streets of Sunreach, you always have the beacon of the sun tower to light your way, so you know where to go. You know this is where the glowing gardens are. So you follow that light through the different streets and alleyway and cave systems here and there, slowly but surely. And you're halfway through your trip when the sun tower, its yellow glow starts ever so slowly fading to red, uh, which is basically telling you that there's about to be an earthquake. Things that happens every 3 cycles when it's about to be daytime on the surface and bad shit happens. So usually when those happen every 3 cycles, you want to be indoors. Because sometimes, a bit of the cave roof falls. Mostly it's nothing. Sometimes it's bigger rocks. It's not always clear, and it's kind of random. So most people like to be indoors for that, or at least under a spire if possible. What do you want to do?
How far are we from the house?
You're like halfway. I guess in terms of minutes, you would be on walking pace. You would be 10-15 minutes.
And running pace?
Yeah.
Running pace. I mean, you guys running pace, 5 minutes, but you've got Vitro in tow.
I'll carry him if I have to.
Isn't the thing
won't
he's
let you.
carrying quite big?
Then I'll grab the package and I'll take off running and say, "Fuck you, Vitro."
It's up to you guys. if you want to discuss it. But you see people like out on the street, like seeing the light. Like some people, like most people knew about it. Were like, "Oh, right, this again."
Right.
And they start, shuffling and
The question,
moving. We need to
yeah,
get inside.
we're just trying to figure out if we have enough time before shit's the fan to get back to the house.
When this thing, you have a solid at least 5 minutes. Sometimes it depends. It's like it varies because it's not an exact science.
Right.
Also, you've been told. But you gather you've got at least a solid 5 minutes.
All right. Well.
Okay. Can I?
And you'd also have to be unlucky to get like a rock on your face and die from it. That would.
Yeah, that's literally me as a person. That I am that unlucky.
Can I try to inspire Vitro? Be like, we're almost there. Come on, hurry, hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, you can try. Give him, I guess, persuasion.
Persuasion.
It's not really gonna make him run faster.
I rolled a 13.
13. Like, well, I mean, I'm doing my best. Okay, why don't you carry this? That'll help me.
I'll grab the package.
Hi, nice try. You're not carrying this shit, fucker. And he's just like fucking like runs twice as
Short
fast
little
somehow
legs.
now. All right, so you keep running, and to be honest, it's not that conspicuous because other people are running. It's a common thing,
Right.
and you've got burrows here and there, trying to direct people. Go here, go there, get inside. I don't care who the fuck you are. You're gonna stay inside until the all clear is gone. So you run through that, and fair enough, you make it to the Vi House, to the glowing gardens, where here everything is very much up to snuff. People are already indoors. The streets are clear. Everything is, like you have Burroughs agents here and there and there and there. It's all like super neat, super quartered off. Everything is done neatly, and you make it to the Vi House unimpeded. You get inside. Still in here, there is this air of merriment. There is still gemstone encrusted in the sides of tables. There is couches with velvet and carpets and all the nice things money can afford. And everyone seems to be having a great time.
Right.
Earthquake on earthquake. The firehouse keeps going, no problem.
Do we see Jetto?
And
We see Jetto.
Jetto is near the bar. Seems to be talking to the barmaid, but he doesn't see you enter.
I'll just tell Vitro, have a seat. Just point to an empty.
Yeah, I need a drink. Or two.
It's fine. Relax. And I'll just go up to Jetro. Yeah, that guy.
Jethro.
Jethro.
It's Jetto.
So,
All right.
Jethro told.
Oh, hey, you're back just in time. That is very good of you.
Vitro insisted on delivering the package himself.
Very well. I suppose that's not why. And Vitro just
I don't fucking know.
Vitro just says, he's at the bar as well. He just says, "I've got a few words to have with Cantor." And
Yeah.
Jetto goes, "You're not scheduled." Jetto says, I'll make space, I'm sure." And Jetto just kind of shakes his head and looks back at you.
My father in.
Yeah, he's in. We're expecting you after the all clear, but if you want to go now,
I would like
You
to.
can.
I would like to see my father now. Yes.
all right. Well, I suggest Sarah, and Amela, the elf, go with you. And well, you know what, Vitro, you were with them. You go. It'll be a package deal. I'm sure it'll go down smoother. Come on, chop chop. Vitro just grumbles because he couldn't get to his drink. And then you guys start getting up.
Head upstairs.
Anything particular you guys want to do before you head upstairs?
I got one. I want to clean myself up. I probably have blood all over my boots from stomping around that damn house. So just a little prestidigitation, poof it all away,
Cool.
all good.
All right. It poofs out of you in like a little it's like there's this cloud of like grime and blood that poofs out of you in a in a cloud
On
behind
the
you.
floor.
And like someone passed just behind you at that same time, and they're like, it gets on them. Like it's like they breathe it in or something, like, then
when he does
it's
this,
fine.
I just look at Cyrus like, really?
Well, I can't be dirty in front of your father.
Yeah, but now I gotta
The
have.
guy
that
already
clean.
doesn't like me.
Now I
Let's
gotta.
go.
Now he's gotta have this in the floor.
All right.
Ah,
So you go back up, Vitro in tow, holding his box. So you go up to the door of his office. What now?
knock on the door.
All right, you knock. You
I mean-
hear, "Enter."
Father.
All right, so you open the door. Inside, you see this very well furnished office with like a sturdy oak desk, massive, a like library, sort of like alcove with tons of book in it. You see like the floor is flooded with carpets of all kinds, with all kinds of patterns. It's nicely lit here, and there's even cages held onto the ceiling with plenty of birds in them of all different colors. Finally, on the other side of the desk, in his chair, is Cantavai, your father. You guys, you do notice the family resemblance, and there is a girl about. She seems younger than Cantor. That would be his sister, and she just seems a bit aback compared to their father, and she just looks at you all. And then Cantor's about to talk when we're gonna stop here. Because it's
Nice.
time, buddies. And that's a great time to finish.
Yeah, not bad.
That was fun. I
I
killed
guess
the man.
he would have said something like, "What have you done now?"
Oh, I'm sure it's coming. Like, what you do? Like,
I don't know what happened. It was great.
You're in
well,
trouble.
you see,
I'm in danger.
some shit
I'm
hit the
in
fan.
danger.
There's some things that
Yeah, Duelist is so good. +2 damage on hits is just nasty. Ugh.
All right.
Man,
Yeah.
gotta wait a
Alright.
whole nother week? Ugh.
A
yeah,
whole other week. Yeah, I need
Whole
to
nother-
prep,
whole-
yo.
whole other week to decide how I want this conversation
So,
with my dad to go.
what's it like getting to be the dad rather than have someone else play your dad or mom?
Well, I can't play your dad very well, can I?
That's a fucking fair point, bud. You can try. Spooky.
All right, good stuff.
That was a good
All right.
time. I'm really impressed.
Well, that's it for episode 1. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll be back next week with episode 2. It's gonna be a fun one for sure. Like always, thank you very, very much for watching and supporting. We love each and every one of you that does. We'll see you next time.